everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, if you haven't already found out by the title, we are going to go over the top 5 reasons why I think redtail catfish don't make a good pet. Alright, so first things first is kind of the obvious one, is the size of these guys. They can get really big. So our redtail's chilling right back either on the edge of the frame or on frame. He is a juvenile, about a year old or so. We got him as a rescue from one of our local pet shops. He is currently in our 200-gallon setup, and he is about, I would say, a foot, probably like a foot and a half long. So he's not huge. They can get upwards of 4.5 to 5 foot long in captivity and weigh up to 180 pounds. That is a huge fish. So we're not only talking the size of these guys and how big they get, but we're talking what they need to stay in too, because this is a 200-gallon tank, and at bare minimum, this is what they need. So we in the future are going to be upgrading this guy. I would say in captivity, as a full-grown adult, they're going to need about 1,000 gallons at minimum. So we are going to be building a big tank, or even really a big pond, for this guy to go into in the future. But that is the first one why I believe, or the first reason why I believe that redtail catfish don't make good pets. Alright, so the next piece as to why I believe redtail catfish don't make good pets is the sheer aggression out of these guys. Now, in this tank currently, we have an Oscar, we have a Jaguar cichlid, we had an arowana, we have a couple Pacu, and a couple Placo. Now, I said had an arowana. We had an arowana that was about just shy of a foot long, and we went on vacation, came back. He had been doing completely fine with our redtail. We came back, and our arowana was on our redtail's belly. So anything that they can fit in their mouth, they're gonna eat. So you need to be very cautious and very mindful about what you put in the tank with these guys, because they will try and eat anything that they can fit their mouth around. Alright, so another reason why I believe redtail catfish don't make good pets is the cost to own these guys. Now, I'm not talking cost to buy them up front, because that can be relatively inexpensive. I'm talking the cost to upkeep these guys. These are tilapia fillets. On average, you're going to spend between $5 and $10 for a bag of fish like this. $5 really on the low side, and we'll go through this about every other week. This is a bag of like 8 to 10 tilapia fillets, about 2 pounds, and we go through this about every other week. Not to mention this, we also give them some treats, like shrimp, which also are pretty expensive. And I'm going to go over some cost analysis with you, because these guys are like garbage disposals. You can also feed them chicken, steak, that kind of stuff for treats, but their main source of diet is going to be protein based, so tilapia is a really good choice. And this stuff adds up quick. So if you do the math on that, this bag of shrimp, again, this is a 2-pound bag. This will last us about 2 weeks. So each of these are going to last about 40, I would say 26 weeks a year. We're going to have to order or get new bags of either tilapia or shrimp. So if you do the math, 8 times, let's call it 26, that's around $200 a year. And then this is $15. Multiply that by 26, it's about $400 a year. So, with that being said, you're going to be spending, at minimum, about $600 just on food to feed this guy. And they eat a lot. And as he gets bigger, he's going to keep eating more and more. So, just do that cost analysis with yourself. It can get pretty expensive. Alright, so another reason why I believe that redtail catfish don't make good fish, and really don't make good pets, is the amount of waste they produce. This guy's on the smaller side, and we have an FX6 filter pumping this tank out. And we are constantly having to do water changes. Not just because of him, but because of all the other fish in here and him. But because he eats so much, that means a lot of waste and a lot of poo-poo. So, if you enjoy doing water changes and changing water out constantly and maintaining tanks and scrubbing it down quite a bit, the tank is still super dirty. But if you enjoy doing that, then you're going to enjoy owning a redtail catfish, because it's a lot of work. So, your time's valuable, I know my time's valuable, and I spend a good bit of my time making sure all of my tanks are properly cared for And that's a huge factor into getting a redtail catfish, really a big, large predator like a redtail catfish, is just thinking about the maintenance and what you're gonna have to do over the longevity of its life, because it's a lot of water changes, a lot of filters that you're gonna have to replace, and any of the sediment and stuff like that that you're gonna have to face. The list goes on and on. You're really gonna have to do a lot of work just to make this guy happy and thrive and not be stressed out 24/7. Let's get on to the next. Alright, so I know this was a list on top 5 reasons why not to get a redtail catfish, but I can't leave number 5 as a negative because there really is no other negative. These guys are awesome fish. So, we got some tilapia fillets. They're all cut up, ready to go, and we are gonna feed this guy. So let's go ahead and drop in a couple fillets. Get them all fired up. Come on, buddy. Come up here. He's swimming away now. Exact opposite of what I wanted him to do. But feeding him is my favorite part because these guys are awesome in feeding. Here you go, Mr. Oscar. You want some? No? Let's drop it in and see if Redtail will start to come over. Oh my gosh. Oscar, you cannot eat that, dude. It's way too big. Oscar just took that whole fillet. Spit it out, brother. Give me it. Dude. Way too big. Way too big, dude. We're gonna cut and we'll be right back. Ah! Well, the pacu just took the fillet out of Oscar's mouth. So there's that. Let's get back to what we were doing. We were feeding our redtail. You know what? Let's give our Oscar, let's give him a couple pieces. We'll cut him off some smaller chunks. Here you go, buddy. Oh, it's on top of the light. There you go. It's on your forehead, buddy. Boom. There you go. Here you go. Here's another one. We'll cut up some for these guys so they can chill out a little bit. Here you go, buddies. Alright, so what we're going to do to try and lure our redtail in is we're going to grab one of these with our handy dandy tongs. We're going to stick it down here and not let our pacu get it. Come on, Mr. Redtail. Come on, Mr. Redtail. Here, buddy. I know he sees it. He's just not wanting to come get it. Here, pacu. Mr. Redtail, go get it. Let's see if we can get him out from behind this corner. There we go. Now he's out and about. Oh, nope. Right back in this corner. He loves to hide underneath this driftwood. That's like his favorite spot. He's getting a little aggro at these pacu that we have. Of course, he just doesn't want to eat for camera. So, this is my favorite part about having a redtail, but not when he doesn't eat, because that's not so much fun. So, we'll see if we can get a little clip of him eating, because I can't get him to eat right now. Alright, well our redtail is sitting back in the corner, and he does not want to come out and eat. So, oh, maybe. I know you smell it. I know you smell it. Dude. It's literally right next to you. Feeding this guy is usually so much fun. He's usually super active, but we did just feed him yesterday. Oh. Come on. I know you're looking at me. I know, buddy. Your food is right there. It's literally right there waiting for you. Everyone else is like, are you gonna feed me? Oh. He wants nothing to do with it. And you, Mr. Placo, chilling right there. Well, that is my favorite reason as to why I have this guy, is usually feeding him. But obviously he's not too hungry and doesn't really want to eat right now. So that's totally fine. That means I don't have to feed as much because I had all that cut out for him, ready to go. And he's not wanting to eat. And our iguanas ate all their food. Looks like they crapped on the dish too. Need to clean that out. Well, hello there. Well. Oh. Nope. What are you doing? These guys are awesome though. I love these guys. I know this is a video on why not to get them, but I mean, you gotta love these fish. I mean, the colors on them are just insane. I know all you're seeing is me in the reflection, so I apologize because this reflection with the lighting is super bad, but these fish are awesome. They're super aggressive, which I love because everything that's in here is pretty aggressive. The Pacu are pretty aggressive when it comes to eating. The Jaguar cichlid in the back, he's aggressive. Oscar's aggressive. So this is our predatory tank that we are going to be upgrading in the future. We have our piece of driftwood sitting up top, but these guys are doing awesome. So the glass is super dirty. Just did a water change yesterday, so it's still clearing up some, but for the most part it's pretty clear. So I'm super happy with this tank and the setup so far. And our Jaguar cichlid is holding his territory down over there in the corner. He does not let anyone in that corner. It is his corner. So there comes Mr. Redtail. Well, guys, I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get into this outro. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate you sticking tuned until the end. Super tongue twister. Very end of the day. Super tired. But I appreciate you sticking along through this one. Again, this was top 5 reasons, really 4 reasons why I would not recommend to get a Redtail Catfish. But at the end of the day, I think, and personally for me, Redtail Catfish are one of the most awesome and fun fish that I have ever gotten. I can't say that a lot because I have quite a bit of fish and different species and I've had all different kinds of animals, and I would say the Redtail Catfish is definitely up there for me. He's super aggressive when he wants to be, but really interactive. So I come up to the tank, he comes right out to me, he knows who I am, he knows that I feed him, he's chilling right here behind me. And whenever I go tap up on the glass, he's wanting something. So typically it's to eat, but today he wasn't that hungry, which is okay. We just did a water change, so maybe a little stressed. I put some stress coat in there yesterday, so maybe just chilling out from that still, but that's all right. But make sure before you get a Redtail Catfish, I know this went over the pros and kind of cons. Pros really towards the end was the last one. But if you get a Redtail Catfish, just know what you're getting into because these guys get really big. And you get them as little tiny babies, and we actually have a little tiny baby right now that we are growing out in a grow tank. That's a 55 gallon. We have him growing out with a couple other fish that we got in a previous upload. So make sure if you haven't watched that, you go back to that video and you watch it thoroughly because you can get these little Redtail Catfish when they're like literally an inch and a half long, and they turn out to be a 4.5 to 5 foot long monster. I'm talking monster. These guys are fish eaters. I found out the hard way. I lost an arowana and lost a pretty good investment. Not even just money. I was super sad because I love that arowana. I'm going to have to get another one in the near future. But just be really cautious about what you put in the tank with other predators. Because at the end of the day, they're predators and they will eat what they can. But make sure, if you're new, drop a like down below. Consider subscribing. Appreciate you sticking through this one. We'll see you in the next. Peace.